Hey, this is K-Rail, Chief Fitness Advisor for Pine Pollen Superfoods and Train for Longevity. And today we're going to be talking about 5 tips that you should take into consideration when you're over 40 when it comes to your fitness program. And to start this off, we're going to talk about mobility and balance. So as we get up in age, our balance starts to become compromised and our ability to move well becomes compromised. So to counteract this problem, what we want to do is focus on doing some mobility drills every single day. So something as simple as a spinal rotation, where you put your arms out like this and you twist side to side. It's going to keep your spine nice and supple. Then if you incorporate a little bit of windmills into this, where you reach down, touch your toe, come up, and go back and forth, you got a little bit of mobility going on, and you're going to be getting active stretching going on in your hamstrings and your posterior chain. So that right there is tip number 1. So the second thing, which is kind of like mobility, would be called flexibility. So flexibility is when you hold a stretch for, say, 30 to 60 seconds. So let's take a triangle, for example. So we're going to turn our foot out like this, and we'll lower ourselves down, and we're just going to hold this position nice and gracefully for about 30 to 60 seconds. So that right there is called flexibility. Now that can be done by doing yoga, which I just did. So if you did for say like 20 minutes or 30 minutes of yoga at night, you're going to get all your requirements met for flexibility. So we got mobility, we got flexibility. Next, strength training, of course. So as we get older, once we hit about 30 years old, our HGH levels start to decline, our testosterone starts to decline at a small marginal amount every single year thereafter. So we've already talked about how pine pollen is quintessential in help keeping your HGH and testosterone levels high. But strength training is also going to help you maintain and build muscle. And that is absolutely critically important as you get older, because we want to maintain our strength as much as possible, because we don't want to fall and we don't want to do anything stupid. So strength training is fine, but a particular type of strength training is what I recommend, and that would be more like functional training, where you're moving in multiple planes. So for example, if you have a dumbbell in your hand, you can lift one foot off the ground like this, lower it to the ground, don't lose your balance, like I almost did because the wind almost knocked me over. Lift it up in the air and do a press. And then you can switch feet and go this way. Opposite hand, press on one single leg. So drills like that incorporate multiple muscle groups at once. That kind of stuff is going to help build your balance and your strength all rolled into one. Or if you do something like a clean and press with dumbbells, where you come into a burpee position. So you do a push-up, and then you pop forward, and you do a overhead shoulder press, and put the dumbbells back on the ground. That's going to be the kind of stuff you want to focus on. That will build strength throughout your whole body holistically, and it'll also build more core strength, and it'll also make you more mobile all at the same time, so we're hitting multiple things at once. Cool? All right. Next thing, endurance. We want to be able to walk, jog, move for an extended period of time without becoming winded. We want to be able to walk up stairways without becoming winded. So any type of cardio is totally fine, but personally, I think 20 minutes of high-intensity interval training is going to trump everything, because when you do interval training and you really get your heart rate up high and then come back down to a low point and bounce back and forth, you're going to be burning a lot more fat, you're going to boost your metabolism for 24 to 48 hours afterward, and you're going to send a signal to your nervous system, causing you to release more growth hormone and testosterone when you're at rest as well. So any type of high-intensity interval training is going to trump long duration cardio any day of the week, and that's going to be more beneficial, especially if you get 40 years and above. Lastly, we're going to... Hey, what's up, buddy? Sorry about the interruption. I'm in Park City, I'm a popular guy here. So the 5th thing is this. When you're younger, we all like to outdo each other in the gym and lift as heavy weight as we possibly can. Powerlifting, heavy bench presses, heavy squats, heavy deadlifts, the list goes on and on. As we reach 40 years old, we want to start shifting our focus. Our joints are not going to be as pliable as they were when we were 20 years old. So we want to start thinking in terms of long-term longevity. And much like our site is called, okay, sorry about that. Pardon the interruption right there. But my camera actually fell down because it's windy. Now I'm back. But what I was saying was, our site is adequately called Train for Longevity. So our whole idea is to improve longevity, reverse the aging process. So when you're in the gym, banging out 5 sets of 5 of the heaviest weight you can possibly lift, that's going to put a lot of stress on your joints and take a lot of toll on your joints. So in the big picture, scrap that idea. From now on, think of using moderate weights and do exercises that are more geared toward long term. So for example, Turkish get-ups with kettlebells. That's one of my favorite drills in the world. You can go moderate with those, you don't have to go super heavy, and you're going to get a massive effect on your core and your whole body. And we go back to the beginning when I was talking about functional movements. That is where you should focus your attention as you get older. So to reiterate everything we talked about today, first and foremost, work on your mobility and balance, work on your flexibility, work on your strength training and do functional type movements, work on endurance, but stick to more higher intensity interval training, and lastly, Forget about the heavy lifting and work on moderate weights with good, crisp, clean form and still focus on functional movements. Do all that and you got it licked, okay? This is K-Rail, Chief Fitness Advisor for Pine Pond Superfoods and Train for Longevity. Until next time, hit me up, make sure to like and share our videos, follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and all those fun channels. And if you have any questions or comments, always hit me up.